Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. And this is documentation. So me and my mom kept calling me. I don't know how it started, but we just kept exchanging words, and then she's basically tried to frame me, um, antagonizing me, but then saying I'm antagonizing her because I kept speaking up for myself and standing up for myself, right? I'm not gonna let someone just down talk me all the time, you know what I mean? Especially my mother does it all the time. She calling me derogatory words as faggot and this and saying I'm dead to them, and then saying in Spanish out loud that she's gonna kill the one arguing with her, which is me, with her own strength in Spanish, con my own fuerza, she said, or something like that. She's given me death threats many times over the years, some on live streams. Um, but we had a conversation, and then she tried to like record. I heard her like it sounded like she was recording or making a video or something, and she was like, "Oh, my son's antagonizing me. I feel threatened. Da 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 da. How do you feel threatened by someone laying on the couch, nowhere near you, relaxing with his eyes closed, looking like he's taking a nap, just talking louder tone so you can hear, and you can hear me over your tone of voice? How do you feel threatened by a pacifist, let alone anything, you know what I mean?" Then she's mentioning something about I assaulted her, and I'm like, assault you? How would I assault you if I'm a pacifist for over 5 years and that don't break that shit, you know what I mean? And I was like, how did I assault you? And then I didn't get her answer, like, you know what I mean, or something like that. I didn't know if I how did I assault you. I was like, people look ignorant when they try to frame me against my vows, right? Like pacifism and abstinence. And she said I assaulted her, that making up lies. And then she's like, watch, the is gonna get you my or something like that, something about truth, or it's gonna hurt you or something. So she was threatening me, antagonizing me, saying something was gonna get me. And then I was like, yeah, you're lies. And I caught her at least two, three, I want to say 2 to 4 or 5 times manipulating the conversation. As I do, I document the situation and usually the words and everything said, to the best of my memory. And then I add my theoretical hypotheses, my theoretical assumptions, my theories that fit basis, right? So with her, she either gets words and then switches them around, or she just adds words into what you're saying, and you never like I'm never even like didn't even say none of that what she tried to say, and she like adds it into the conversation. So when she's trying to and she was recording too, so I caught her like making basically falsified statements again. In the old house, she had previously did this. She had antagonized me to get a reaction, to raise my voice a little bit, and then she played victim. I was in my room the whole time while she was yelling from her room. My window's always open, cracked open with the blinds, and open with the window open so people could hear me outside. And at my old house, the whole neighborhood could hear me when I spoke loud, right? So she did the same thing to me. She first off antagonized me, then she played victim. She antagonized me. I raised my voice, not super loud, but just for her to hear me from my room. And then she called DHS, and then she tried to make a falsified report in front of all the neighbors. They all heard it because I was in my room, and she was like, "My son has mental health issues, da da da," and there was nothing mental health or nothing bad going on or anything. I don't remember the exact situation. It is documented on my YouTube, but she played victim. She antagonized the situation, then manipulated conversations, and tried to lie to DHS in front of my whole neighborhood, hearing me talk loud enough to hear me out my window. All my neighbors always hear me. That's probably one of the reasons we got kicked out. Um, and then she tried to do it today, right now, on a video or on a phone call, or something like that. She was recording something because you can know how tell the difference when you're like da 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 da, and you could tell you're like recording, like a tone of voice change. It sounded like that today. And then she added words that I didn't even say, first off, and then she said she felt threatened. But how do you feel threatened from saying someone laying down, legs crossed, arms crossed, looking like they're taking a nap, and just raising their voice to talk to you, to a voice loud enough to talk? And how do you feel threatened from a pacifist? Someone who a pacifist is someone who doesn't partake in any physical violent nature. So I don't get it. It was just a manipulation, and it sounded like a setup today while doing that. And then it also sounded like she had a previous orchestrated situation or setup against me, because like she's like, you're gonna pay your watch, you fucked up, da 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 da, like she was doing something against me, because I don't do not one thing illegal or one thing wrong in that nature. And so anything that comes up from a person's mouth or a situation would be orchestrated by that said person. um but anyways, um I caught her at least two to I caught her at least 2 to 4 times, 2 to 4 times manipulating the conversation, and adding words and phrases into the falsified statements that she was saying I was saying or doing. This could be due to her short-term memory loss. This all is going to be due to orchestrated setups. But I document things as is, as an investigator, a private investigator, as is. I document, and I have proof of this, and with various witnesses from stories I've posted about my past. I post the truth, and then I post, what I mean, how it happens, exactly how it happens, because I have good memory. And I have various character witnesses for this, you know what I mean, because all the stories I used to post, accurate as a motherfucker, right? So I always post accurate documentation. Then prior, after the documentation, post documentation, after post documentation, I post my hypothesis, amongst the assumptions according to what I've heard, what I've seen, what I've lived in that situation. That assumptions that correlate with criminal activity, setups, or falsified statements made. And right now was the falsified statements she was making upon my name. First one to that sounded ignorant was, you assaulted me. So that sounded like a setup, like she was trying to set me up over audio for people to can hear, and I was in the living room and she was in the room. So how did I assault you? That sounded ignorant to me in first place. um Second place, how does a pacifist assault you? You know what I mean? Pacifists don't assault nobody. I do this for God. I do this for the glory of God. If I have to protect myself, I can. If someone swings at me first or hurts me first, I won't break my vows if I protect myself, but I'm not going to initiate any type of thing. And this shows proof in the situation with Cesar. Cesar was yelling at me from across the railroad tracks, and I went to speak with him in a calm manner after he was yelling and drawing attention to the neighborhood. So I found a peaceful solution, a situation, and I had a truce, which also fell into my prophetic dreams. Two prophetic dreams of Cesar I posted years ago, and I posted some 5 months ago, and I screenshotted them and posted on my Facebook. So this shows that even in a heated situation, when someone's yelling at me, I have the calm manner to walk over to them, confront them in a peaceful manner. So due to this, the neighborhood seen this, heard this. The lady came out from the trailer park over there, seen me talking to him in a calm manner, etc. So to say that I assaulted you and that you feel threatened is pure ignorance. And I show documentation of previous situations in this neighborhood showing that I come in a peaceful manner when I confront you physically. So to say that I assault you, or to say that you feel threatened by me, would be pure lies and ignorance in that in that types of situations. And that showed facts and situations in real life recently. So that being said, is that she came. There's the birds always confirming what I say. But anyways, she gave some lying statements in whatever she was doing right now. She was trying to antagonize me and then lie, and then manipulate my words. At least I want to say 2 to 5 times in a less than a 30-minute segment. She manipulated conversation. She brought up past. She said, "You're an ex-con." She sounded like she was just a narcissist losing a conversation. So she started bringing up certain topics and things from the past that had no relevance to the conversation in present day. "You're an ex-con, you're this," and then she started using derogatory terms, which I never used derogatory terms against her. She started calling me faggot and this and that. Then she gave me 2 death threats within within these 30 minutes. And this is just in a 30-minute segment. So lies being documented. When she's documenting things, she's correlating lies with half truths, half lies, and mostly lies, honestly, because I was laying down perfectly calm, just talking to her out loud, basically, and eyes closed, everything, not a hair on me twitching. So yeah, this is just my documentation, And then my theory is also said, "Oh, did you make any money? Oh, you're not gonna make no more money anyways." So if someone had been trying to set me up through the money segment of anything, that means that she had some sort of dealing with it. In my assumption, controlling money intake to me. So and then after that she tried to change it because I said that out loud. She tried to say, "Oh," she said, "No, you're not supposed to do business here." Da 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 da. And she's talking to me normal business. She likes to talk in certain words like, "Oh, you're doing business here," and then she'll try to make it seem like illegal or bad. But I do everything legal, everything legit. I don't need to do anything bad because I've already did my prison time. I already changed my life, all that shit. So anything trying to manipulate the conversation from a normal conversation to an irrelevant conversation trying to make me look bad is just that, manipulating a conversation to their benefit. So this being said, is I documented everything that happened right now, just telling you what happened, and there's some correlations seem to her be in the stuff. And then she said that, "Oh, all the food here is bad, and the only good food that only people that eat good food here is Lucas and her." So she admitted out loud that they're the only ones that get food that are good. And then she always comes here. She hasn't been eating here that much. She's been getting food all the time, like every day. And then she comes over here. She comes over here and then she leaves again, and usually goes to like a fast food restaurant. And I've seen it on the Cash App card pop up the statement. And then also you know what I mean? I always see her with bag wrappers and fast food wrappers. So she usually brings food here. Like we have a fridge full of food and stuff. And then she goes out to eat right after she brings food home, which is suspicious to me because we had issues with the food, right? Well, I've had issues with the food. And then I've had issues, and I've been documenting issues for like over 5 years with the food, right? And then all of a sudden, my mom, like 3 years ago, tried to fucking like try to say that I was doing stuff to the food when I was getting poisoned first, and she got caught up, and I started exposing it on TikTok, getting hundreds of thousands of views worldwide from being poisoned, right? And then she started getting scared, and she started telling me, "Oh, people can flip it on people. People can flip it on people." There's the bird confirmation right there, my spiritual birds. Those are sparrows. Yes, they sound like little crows, and little crows are Santa Muerte sparrows. But anyways, and it stopped right in front of my house for a little bit, did two cars, and then left. And then and then but yeah, so when she started getting caught up, and I started exposing her for doing it, because she was the one that's bringing the food home. And I would live in West Salem, and she would shop at stores in Independence, Monmouth, and Dallas area. So I was already being poisoned from Independence, Monmouth, and Dallas 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and I documented it all online before I even moved over here. So how am I doing it if I was being poisoned and I was on live stream 24/7, seeing my mom bring the food, the groceries home, seeing my mom, me putting the groceries away on live stream 24/7? How am I going to do anything on a 24/7 live? I mean, 24/7, 24 hours a day, all day long, all night long, while I'm sleeping, while I'm awake, while I'm eating, while I'm cooking, while I'm putting things in the fridge, while I'm putting things out of the fridge. How did I do anything on these live streams or do anything? But I had her bringing the food home, and I would pull it straight out of the bag, straight from the grocery store, straight from her car, and I would find holes in it. I would find tamperings. I would find resealed packages, etc. This is all documented. This is old shit. So to even try to set me up in this time of day for doing anything with food would look ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, because she brought the food, her or my sister or Irma would always go shopping, and they would bring food that was resealed, and da da da, and I would get it on camera, live stream. You know what I mean? So how am I gonna do anything? So to do anything like that would be ignorance in the situation when I have years of evidence of showing it straight out the bag, straight from the grocery store, or supposedly straight from the grocery store, because my mom, Irma, and Miranda brought it home. Um, to what I was told, it was straight from the grocery store, and it looking resealed and having off lining on the package tops, being resealed and reheated shut, and then having holes in certain packages in the bottom, looking like I got stabbed with a syringe or something, etc. So you're telling me that I was poisoning the food on live stream? How did where could I have done that? Where could I have had any time to do that? Let me know, because I was on live stream, on public live stream 24 hours a day. So you're telling me that I had did that all on public live stream with, I had hundreds of people watching me on my live streams, So when did I have time to do any of that shit? Or any other criminal activity when I lived in Salem? For 3 years, I was on live stream 24/7. So if I was on live stream 24/7, when did any of these accounts of me being violent, me being doing this to the food, or me doing anything at all, sus or not sus or regular or whatever, you know what I mean, happen? Because I was on live stream and I have evidence of every day. It never happened. It's all the people that you want to talk shit, and those people lie to your ear, and you're fucking stupid enough to believe it.